And welcome. So why do men go to Asia for women? Well, I don't know. I went to Asia myself. I spent many years there. I was working there. So I can tell you firsthand why I liked Asia for women. And it's not what you think it is, I don't think. So I got to Asia, and one of the first things that I noticed that hit me, it wasn't that they were, a lot of them were beautiful, which they were. It was because they were feminine. And you could tell that they liked being feminine. And they wanted to be feminine, and they liked that. And they liked their men to be masculine and them to be feminine. And that was one of the first things I noticed, how feminine the women were and how they really enjoyed being feminine. Whereas the women in the Western world, they're not feminine anymore. In Europe, I guess, well, the UK, just after the war, that's a long time ago, but the women used to be like the English rose. And I'm sorry to say that that's not the case anymore. They're not feminine like they used to be in the UK. And of course, one of the other reasons is that they're not so expensive. And their attitude towards men is a lot different, you know. They're not arrogant and rude like the Western women. They are polite. And that's very, very refreshing. And you see these women on, say, the news or whatever that are being interviewed in the Western world about, well, you know, men going to Asia and all that. And you see their face all screw up, and they really hate it, don't they? They really hate that the man goes to Asia to see the women. And they hate it because the money that she could be getting is going to an Asian girl. That's why. And they hate that. And they also hate it because the man is paying less than half than he would do for her. And that really irritates her as well. So yeah, that's why. But the Asian women, and I spent quite a few years there, and I went all over Asia, and I had an Asian girlfriend, a real proper girlfriend, and it was great. And the good thing about them is that you go to bed with these girls, you sleep with them, and you wake up in the morning, and they get up, of course, and they look exactly the same as you went to bed with them. I don't know how they did it. No makeup, hardly. They just looked good. So that was a plus. And of course, they are very fit bodies on them as well. They just naturally are fit people in Asia. Most of them. I mean, there's a few McDonald's around now that might cause some problems there, but yeah. So that's the reason why men go there, and why not? And why not? You see, the Western women have outpriced themselves. Absolutely outpriced themselves. Now, what I would say is that this long-term relationships with Asian women is not a good thing. It usually always ends in disaster. I knew quite a few friends of mine that it ended in complete disaster. I only just went with women for a certain amount of time. This girlfriend I only went with for, I think it was 2 years or so. But a long-term relationship doesn't really work unless you're going to actually move there for good. But I know a lot of them used to, bring the girls back to their countries, and it never worked. There's a few that did, still works at the moment, still working, but a long term, usually, no. go there, have a good time, and that's it. That's what it's all about. Yeah, so that's what I think. But what do you guys think, or you people think out there? Why do you think a Western man would go to an Asian country for an Asian woman, right? And I will tell you this as well. There are a lot of women in the Western world think that the Asian women are subservient to the male, and they walk 2 paces behind and all that sort of thing. They don't, right? Subservient my ass. I never met one. They're feisty, fiery. They're even fun to go out having a drink with. You know, they're really quite a fun person to go have a drink and have a laugh with. Sure, you can have a few good arguments with them, but they're very feisty, fiery, and they're quite nice, refreshing. They don't hold grudges too long. They're not the same that way. But yeah, so yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And your thoughts on it is, put them down below. And if you've had any experiences, let us know about them. So thanks for listening.